disappointing day in the garden today. So that's what we're going to talk about today. A couple of things that can be discouraging is when things aren't growing, you have drought or germination isn't taking place, or like in the spring when I had all that contaminated organic soil that just wiped out almost all my seedlings. Another one is when you have thievery. Yep. So when my sons come home for Sunday dinner, I always, bring them out to the garden, go, come and look, come and see, because I want to show them just how well everything is growing. And so yesterday being Sunday, I brought my son Bo out and said, come and look at the watermelons. And so we looked at them and I said, they're almost ready. And this is, we're talking about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, somewhere in there. And then I carried on with my day. He was out sweeping and he did notice a group of teenagers, milling about and walking down the street. And then later when I came out to water, one of the watermelons was missing. And that was really, really discouraging, because this is the first time that I've ever grown watermelon from seed, and it was almost completely ripe. So the disappointing thing is that I do this as my livelihood, and I didn't get to taste, can I grow watermelons? What is the method? And so I miss out on that first ripe one. The second one was there and I thought, I'm not taking any chances. And so I did go and pick it. It would appear to somewhat seem like it's ripe enough. So later on we will go in and cut it up and have a little taste to see how it turned out. But it just is discouraging when, people take your stuff. Granted, this is a street with lots of pedestrians, and I did say a prayer around my garden. And if it was somebody that was hungry, I would say, absolutely take the watermelon. I have no problem with you needing to eat, so take the food. But knowing that it might have been just some young kids, I'm hoping they at least ate it and didn't just play with it and destroy it. That would be very discouraging, because there are so many people that are hungry. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. In the interim, today is poo-poo tea day. So I'll be putting our compost tea around the gardens. It's really great to see that where we have removed the garlic, potatoes are actually coming up. So that's very exciting. Over there in the onion bed, I'm gonna pull those. They're not growing much, and some of them are from last year that had come back up, and then I planted in the same bed, which you're not supposed to plant your onions in the same bed twice. So I'm gonna pull them out, and I have a few sprouted potatoes, so I'm just gonna put some potatoes in there. They probably won't mature to too much, but they'll be ready maybe in November. So come along as we pull the onions and plant some more potatoes. So none of them will be prized winning onions, that's for sure. There's a little bit of size to that, so they're still gonna be good. So I'm gonna let them dry, let them cure, and then we'll cut into them and see how they are. Now we gotta clean up the garden bed because there's so much bindweed in it. Ugh. So I'm going to use my handy dandy stirrup hoe. This is the hoe that changed my life. We used to have 3-foot weeds everywhere in our yard, and it would just take us hours. We would just do a 1-foot block and dig it up and bang it out. But my sister told me about a stirrup hoe, and this thing just gets in there and cuts underneath. What would have taken us weeks to clear in our backyard when they were 3 feet tall was basically in 2 hours we could mow down the whole thing. Changed my life. So let's get to work. Just like that. Basically, as fast as it was on the time lapse was just about as fast as what it was here. There were a few onions that were in there, so I'm gonna pull all those out as I kind of weed through to pull our weeds. We'll find the odd onion. So I could find the odd small onion. These will be lovely in a soup or a stew, just like that. Right, so everything is smoothed out. We've got a big patch here, a bigger patch here, and then a small patch with 2 paths in between. So now let's put our potatoes in. So we've covered them with straw and watered them up, and so now we have another patch of potatoes beside the patch of potatoes where the garlic was. We've got lots of potatoes in there, right there, and I'm gonna heal these up, but there is a lot of bindweed. I'll be moving that tomorrow. These potatoes that I'm planting, they are from my garden from last year. I don't know how good they're gonna grow. So even if I only get a few, the great thing is that it is covered with the straw, so that's also going to just protect the soil while I'm thinking about what I'm going to plant in this next year. So let's go in and see how that watermelon is. Okay, so here is our doll baby watermelon, the unstolen one.
We don't talk about the other one.
So we're going to cut into it and see. I'm not sure if it's completely ripe yet, and we're going to do a test. So I have my 3 lovely daughters with me. Bethany gets the honor of cutting the watermelon. Here we go.
Is it pink? Is it yellow?
Here we go. Are you ready? Everybody don't look. Everybody don't look.
I'm looking. Oh. Oh, no. Does it smell like watermelon?
It does smell like watermelon. Kind of more cucumbery. A little more melon.
Oh, it does smell like melon.
This one.
But this might be the yellow, because remember, there was a yellow and a pink doll baby.
Right.
So.
And this one was a darker color and actually kind of looks like cucumber. So shall we just try it?
Everyone wants a big one. Here you go, ma'am.
Thank you.
Melon.
Oh yeah, it does. Oh, it does smell like watermelon.
Yes,
This year it does.
Okay, everyone smell with your watermelon because we're cheesy.
It's good.
Oh.
It's real good. This one's sweeter than last year's. Wait, like, do you actually have flavor
No,
this time?
last year's didn't have any.
No.
It didn't get this big either.
This is really good.
Oh, that's good.
Mom,
So
you proved this.
I think it was the yellow one, so it isn't quite right, but I wasn't gonna let someone else take it.
No.
We're gonna eat it ourselves and taste it. So
I'm so good.
I'm gonna save some seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can plant it again.
And because it's not fully ripe, you can go right down to the rind.
It's really good. Good job, Mommy.
thank you. So after a negative beginning, we end with a very happy smile. So I hope you are having a great day wherever you are. God bless you. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Got a very juicy mouth.